Hi, I'm Lovepreet Verma. Today I'm presenting a consultancy case for TechCorp platform modernization. TechCorp is at critical inflection point. Their flagship platform is profitable, but it's breaking, and we have a proven path to fix it. Without betting the company, let me walk you through it. First, look at the numbers. TechCorp platform generates $18 million annually. That's 70% of the total revenue. One platform, one bet. But here's the problem. Margins are collapsing. 3 years ago, they were at 15%. Today, 10%. That's 5-point drop in just 3 years. For a technology company, that's a warning bell. Second, customers are leaving. 12% annual churn. Now, industry baseline for healthy SaaS is 5 to 8%. TechCorp is losing customers 50% faster than the market standard. That compounds every quarter. Third, and this is critical, they are spending $1.5 million every single year just to keep the system running. That's $125,000 every month. That's not building new features, that's maintenance, pure maintenance. And it's getting worse because the architecture is aging. So, what actually broken? The platform was built on a monolith 8 years ago. That made sense then, but now it's constant. Every change is risky, every deployment is terrifying because everything is connected to everything else. Competitors are already selling AI driven analytics, real time tracking, seamless integrations. TechCorp is not offering these. Why not? Because the monolithic architecture makes adding new capabilities risky. 40% of customers are trying to use the platforms on mobile, but the mobile experience is clunky, non optimized. Users get frustrated and leave. The diagnosis is clear. TechCorp has world-class engineering team running a world-class product on a world-class architecture. That's become their biggest liability. Let me break this down to three architecture problems. First, tight coupling. When you need to change one part, say the billing module, it might affect the inventory module because they share databases and dependencies. Result, extensive regression testing for every release. That's why maintenance is eating up to $1.5 million a year. Engineers spend more time ensuring the system doesn't break than building new value. Second, inefficient scaling. When one function spikes, say order processing during peak season, they can't just scale that piece. They have to replicate the entire application. Multiple servers, redundant capacity. That's wasteful infrastructure cost. Third, deployment cycles. Because the application is one giant block, any release is risky, so they do them monthly, quarterly. Meanwhile, competitors using microservices deployed daily, multiple times a day. That velocity gap is why competitors outmaneuver incumbents. They iterate faster, they capture market share. So, here is the choice TechCorp faces. They have three options. Option 1, the band-aid. Keep the monolith and tune it. Optimize code, upgrade hardware, refresh the UI. Cheap, maybe $500,000 to $1 million. But here's the honest part, it doesn't fix what's broken. Spaghetti code is still spaghetti. Customers are still living. Maintenance is still exploding. It's a delay, not a solution, not recommend. Option 2, the Big Bang. Freeze development, build platform 2.0 from scratch. Migrate everything overnight. Theoretically beautiful, practically catastrophic. 18 to 24 months with new features. Customers waiting that long will leave. Research shows 16 to 90% of Big Bang's rewrites fail or stall. You are betting the entire company on a single massive project. Too much risk. Option 3, the strangler fig pattern. This is the only approach that doesn't ask TechCorp to leap of faith or accept slow death. It protects the business while transforming it. Named after a parasitic fig vine that grows around a host tree, slowly strangling it and replacing it. That's exactly what we do here. we deploy an API gateway in front of the current system. Then we build new cloud native microservices around it. Mobile experience first, analytics second, core business logic third. Traffic gradually shifts from the old system to the new one. Here's what makes this work. First, old and new systems run side by side. If a new service has a problem, traffic route back to the monolith. No catastrophic failure. Controlled rollback. Second, customers see real improvements within 6 to 9 months. New mobile app, premium analytics tier, better reliability. This stop churns immediately. Third, capital is stacked. Phase 1 cost $300,000. Phase 2 cost $800,000. We validate, we learn, we adjust. Only then we do commit the next tranche. We don't spend all $5 million upfront and hope it works. Fourth, each phase funds the next. Better product, equal lower churns, equal more revenue, equal more budget for the next phase. It's a virtuous cycle. And this is not theoretical. Multiple enterprises have executed phased migration successfully. Let me walk through the 4 phases. Phase 1, the foundation. Action, deploy an API gateway, Kong, or AWS API gateway in front of the monolith. Initially, this gateway simply forward all requests to the world system. Nothing changes from the customer's perspective. But now we have a control point. From this single gateway, we can implement security hardening, rate limiting, monitoring, and logging. We reduce unplanned downtime. We improve visibility, and crucially, we set up the infrastructure needed to introduce microservices gradually. Think of this as building the bridge before you start moving traffic across it. Phase 1, economics, $300,000. Cost, 3 months. Low risk outcome. A stabilized monitored system ready for phase 2. Phase 2, quick wins. This is where we start seeing real results. Phase 2A, new mobile experience. We build a specialized microservices called a backend for frontend. This service talks to the old monolith internally, but presents a modern, efficient API to a brand new mobile app built with React Native or Flutter. Result, user gets a fast modern mobile experience immediately while the core backend is still partly legacy. The mobile experience is new and smooth. This directly addresses that 40% of customers trying to use mobile. It stops a major source of churn. Phase 2B, analytics tier. We build a data pipeline that extracts information from the legacy database into a modern data warehouse. Snowflake, AWS, Redshift, or similar. Now we can launch a premium analytics subscription. Customers who want AI-driven insights, predictive features, business intelligence pay extra for it. We are projecting $2 million in new annual revenue from this tier alone. Think about what this does. It generates new revenue to fund phase 3. It proves internally that the new architecture works. It buys customer loyalty because they see the company innovating. Phase 2, economics, $8 million. Cost, 6 months. Moderate risk. Customer impact, positive. Churn start reducing. New revenue stream launched. Phase 3 and 4 are where we do the heavy lifting and see the full transformation. Phase 3, deep core extraction with a mobile experience, stabilize and analytics generating revenue. We attack the core business logic. We identify key domains, order processing, inventory management, supplier relationship. We rewrite these as independent microservices. Modern languages like Go or Java deployed or Kubernetes. The API gateway is reconfigured so that order related traffic routes to the new microservices. Inventory traffic routes to another new service. Other functions, billing notifications continue to be handled by the monolith until they too are extracted. Why this is safe if a new microservices has an issue. Traffic routes back to the monolith. We don't have catastrophic failure, we have a controlled rollback if the monolith itself has an issue. Core ordering functionality still works independently. The system degrades gracefully instead of collapsing completely. Phase 4, the cleanup. Once all the critical functions have been re-implemented in microservices, we decommission the monolith, turn it off, retire it. And here's where we see the real payoff. Maintenance costs drop by 60%, that's $1.5 million annual burden. It falls to $600 million, then lower. That freed up budget becomes fuel for innovation. Phase 3 and 4 economics $2.9 million cost, 9 months. Phase 3, 6 months. Phase 4, customer impact strongly positive. Now, the budget, we have exactly $5 million to work with. Here's where every dollar goes. Consultancy and strategy $1.2 million. This funds external expertise to design the architecture, avoid pitfalls, and manage risk. This is solved problem. This value of the consultant is not inventing new technology. It's a proven judgment and pattern recognition. Core engineering $2.5 million. The people and work to build the microservices. The API gateway, the mobile app, the data pipeline. This covers developers' salaries. Infrastructure setup, deployment pipelines, testing frameworks, analytics module, $500 million. Dedicated investment for the data warehouse, ETL pipeline, and the premium analytics tier. This is the separate because it's a revenue generating product. Cloud infrastructure, $300,000 initial setup of cloud environments. Dual running costs during migration, container orchestration platforms. Talent upskilling, $200,000. Training TechCorp's internal team in cloud native practices. CI/CD DevOps, microservices patterns, not classroom training. Pair programming with consultants hand-on learning. Contingency $300,000. Buffer for unforeseen technical debt. Unexpected complexity in data migration or architectural adjustment. Total $500,000. Every dollar is allocated. Nothing wasted. No slush fund. Now, the crucial question. Why is this 500 million investment worth it? Three sources of incremental value. Source 1, cost saving. By year 3 we have reduced maintenance by 60%, that's $900,000 in annual saving. Every year after that you keep saving it. This comes from no more monolith maintenance, efficient microservices scaling, and automated deployment. Source 2, new revenue. The premium analytics tier brings in $2 million in new annual recurring revenue. This is incremental, not cannibalizing existing customers, but offering a premium product to customers who value advanced insights. Source 3, churn protection. Right now, 12% churn means you are losing $2.6 million in recurring revenue annually. If we cut that in half to 5%, the industry norm, through better product, better mobile, better analytics, we protect $1.2 million in revenue that would otherwise disappear. Add that up, $900 million plus $2 million plus $1.2 million equals $4.1 million per year in incremental value. $5 million investment pays for itself in approximately 24 months. After that, you have just collected savings and new revenue. Year 2, year 3, year 4, that's $4.1 million compounding. That's massive value creation. Here is the honest part, and this is why consultancy matters. Technology change alone will not work. The biggest risk is not the code, it's the culture. TechCorp was built around the monolith. That means separate database teams, infrastructure teams, application teams, hands-off between teams, silos, long chains of command. This organized structure worked fine when the goal was to build and maintain a single monolithic system. Here is the risk. Without structural change, you will end up with microservices that are tightly coupled through poor communication. Services that are not owned by anyone or by everyone, slow, painful deployments despite supposedly having an agile architecture. It conveys laws in action. The system mirrored the organization. A siloed organization built a distributed monolith. The solution: organizational transformation. We need to move simultaneously to two fronts. Front 1: cross-functional product squads instead of separated QA, database, and developer teams. We organize around business capabilities. An order management squad and analytics squads, each one owns their microservices, end-to-end requirements, developments, testing, operations, monitoring, real accountability. This requires role changes. It requires people who are used to functional specialization to think about broader product ownership. It's uncomfortable for some, but it's necessary. Front 2: knowledge transfer through peer programming. The $200,000 training budget is not spent on classroom training, it's spent on peer programming. My team doesn't just build this and hand it over, we work side by side with your developers. They learn cloud native practices, DevOps, containerization, CI/CD by doing it, not be sitting through PowerPoint slides. The real insight. This transforms the company, not just the code. If TechCorp is willing to have honest conversation about roles, ownership, and how team work together, this migration becomes more than the technical product. It becomes a cultural reset. So, why does this approach actually work? Let me criticalize this logic. Reason 1: immediate visible wins. Customers don't have to wait years for improvements. They see a better mobile app within 6 months. They see new analytics capabilities. You are visibly improving the product. Every month you are shipping something. This stops churns, it protects revenue, it buys loyalty. Compare this to option B, Big Bang. 18 months of stagnation while customers leave to competitors. Reason 2: manage risk. If a new microservice has a problem, traffic routes back to the monolith. You don't have catastrophic failure. You have controlled rollback if the monolith itself has an issue. Ordering functionality continues. Independently, the system degrades gracefully. Compare this to option B. A single bad migration corrupts data. Everything falls. Game over. Reason 3: stack capital with validation points. You don't spend all $5 million upfront and hope it works. Phase 1 is $300,000, phase 2 is $800,000 between each phase. You validate: does the new architecture works? Are customers happy? Is revenue flowing? Only then do you commit to the next phase. If something is not working, you adjust. You don't crash into a wall 18 months from now. Reason 4: the Vita cycle. Better user experience, lower churn, revenue protected, new analytics, new revenue stream, retiring legacy code, maintenance cost drops, saving reinvested, further innovation. Each phase funds the next. You are not spending $5 million once and then hoping. You're generating returns that fuel continued transformation. Reason 5: it's proven. This is not theoretical. Multiple enterprises have executed phased migration successfully. Telmatic did it with website migration. Exportnet did it with SaaS platform migration. The platform works, the strategies are documented, the risks are known. The bottom line: the straggler fig is not the most elegant solution on paper, but it's the most realistic, the most pragmatic, and the most likely to succeed in the real world where budgets are constrained. Competitors are pressing and customers are impatient. It's the approach that doesn't ask TechCorp to bet the company. It's the approach that protects the business while transforming it. Here is the bottom line. TechCorp can transform from a legacy vendor into a modern, data-driven platform leader, faster deployments, better reliability, new capabilities, happier customers. Or They can continue managing decline as competitors pull ahead. That's choice. The technology is proven. The pattern is proven. The financial craze is proven. The $5 million investment pays for itself. The question is not, can we do this? The question is, when do we start? Thank you.